February 2008, tragedy strikes a unit on the 27th floor of this luxury property development in the mid-levels of Wan Chai, Hong Kong. A 30-something-year-old business person with a history of mental illness slashes his 60-something-year-old mother up to a dozen times in the head and neck. A haunted house? Would you want to live in a place like that? Surprisingly, there is a constituency. You'd think that a lot of people would have at least some sort of a mental aversion to owning a property like this to live in or to rent, but some astute investors are finding you can make a lot of money doing just that. Here in Hong Kong, a property portal known as squarefoot.com.hk, they also run a magazine by the same name, has set up a haunted house section featuring properties just like this. Let's say hi to Kenny Wong, marketing manager at Squarefoot.
Hi.
Hello, Kenny. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. You know, why would anybody want to own a property where a tragedy like that took place?
Well, actually in Hong Kong, there are lots of investors who invest on the haunted house in Hong Kong. They usually buy like 15 to 40% discount on the property price, and then they rent it to the expat, and they got about like 7% to 10% rental yield actually.
So that's twice or more the kind of yield that you get on property that you buy at market price then. A very attractive yield, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell me, there's, you know, I mean, it's not just a Chinese thing. It's not a part of Chinese culture, but a lot of people have reservations. They're worried, they're scared, you know? Maybe not a ghost, but about, you know, bad karma and bad spirits, or just, you know, something bad about that property. But, you know, this, what kind of crowd are we talking about here? Who are the buyers? Are they expats? Are they locals?
Well, actually, they are locals. They know the markets. Actually, Chinese people are a little bit scared about if there are any tragedy inside the house happen, and they are not intend to buy it, and they not intend to live inside it. So some investors, especially Hong Kong investors, they will buy the house, and they know that expats are not. They don't afraid about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that quite so? Is it quite obvious that the local Hong Kong Chinese might, you know, avoid properties like this, but that expats, you know, the international crowd in Hong Kong, they really don't have any hang-ups about it? It doesn't bother them at all?
From the response from the expat, they don't really care about it, but they more care about the how much the rent is, and then what the location is. But Chinese people are a little bit scared about no matter their tragedy or other things, they're scared about some bad luck will appear in their life.
I guess our properties are so small, you know, you'll find out very quickly whether it's haunted or not. If you don't see any ghosts there for a week, then I guess it's safe, right? Yeah. And I guess location is very important then. I mean, this kind of investor would be looking at central areas, maybe closer to core central, closer to the central business district, right? I mean, not too far out in Hong Kong. Would that be correct?
Yeah. You know, Hong Kong property price has increased a lot last years. So they find it very difficult to find some investments. So location is very important.
Right. Now, is this category of property, you know, haunted houses, you know, whether it's suicides or murders or whatever that took place there, are they really popular? I mean, are there a lot of transactions that go on? I mean, from what you've seen through your website, through the magazine?
Frankly, isn't that much transactions. But if investors buy the house, they usually rent it to get more return from the property. Do you have
to tell somebody that a property is haunted when you're selling it or trying to rent out? Is there any legal requirement that you actually tell people that a certain event took place at the property?
Actually, property agents has to be telling their clients truly about what happens inside the house. But if the client didn't ask anything, they didn't have to expose any,
So you don't have to, so you only have to answer if asked?
Yep. So
if nobody asked you, did any horrible thing happen here, any murder, you know, homicide, anything like that, you could just stay,
so no one
silent.
would know it, So that's why Squarefoot will create the database of haunted house, no matter in Chinese and English. People can, you know, search on our websites and get more information before they are buying the house.
This is the first time I've seen a site specifically created for haunted houses. Is that true? I mean, have you gotten quite a bit of attention? Just
I think so. We're the first property website in Hong Kong. Do it in English. 2 years ago, we had the Chinese versions, but last year we created the English one.
Okay.
Yeah, so expat have the rights to know more about the information in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you live in a haunted house?
No.
Would you live in a haunted house?
Well, if the rent is acceptable, I would try. How about you?
I'd probably rent it for a week first. And see if anybody, floats around at night.
Yeah.
Kenny, congratulations, okay? That's
you.
a very, very interesting part of the market. Not something we talk about every day, but, all things to all people. Okay, this is Bernie Lowe signing out. Would you live in a